Hello friends, in today's video I'm in my kitchen doing a ton of spring cleaning. We're focusing on the walls and the cabinets. I'm scrubbing them inside and out, I'm decluttering and reorganizing them. I also break out my cutting machine and label containers and give our family command center whiteboard an upgrade. This hasn't been done for a whole year and it was the perfect place to kick off my spring cleaning journey. So pop my video on your TV, tablet, or phone and clean along with me, or sit back and relax with your favorite drink and stockpile this cleaning motivation for future use. Hope you enjoy! Don't forget to like my video, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell notification for more inspiring motivational videos. Let's be friends on Instagram too. You can find me at Home with Elizabeth. Happy Monday, friends. As I said in my intro, we are in this kitchen and we're going to kick off this spring cleaning. So I just have my O-Cedar spin mop here with my powdered Tide. I put about a teaspoon in there, maybe half a teaspoon, and we're just filling it up with super hot water. I think our hot water tank's set at about 140, so it's pretty hot. So it's going to help dissolve this powder and then dissolve all the grease and grime that's on our walls. And this isn't part of our kitchen, but when I clean the kitchen, I always extend it into this hallway, which is our hallway between our basement door and our bathroom door. It doesn't really have a day to get cleaned, so we always include it with the kitchen. And I'm showing you our filthy dirty basement door. This is obviously from the pups and from all the grubby boy hands that are in my house. So we're including that in this scrub also. It needed a very, very thorough cleaning. So friends, while I'm scrub-a-dub-a-dubbing these walls, I want to welcome you back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name's Elizabeth. I'm a 52-year-old wife and stay-at-home mom to 7 adult/teenage children. I have 2 girls aged 27 and 23. I have 3 boys aged 21, 18, and 16. I also have 2 bonus boys. They're my 17-year-old twin nephews. On my channel, you're going to find cleaning motivation, cleaning inspiration, a little bit of decluttering, organization, and decorating. But what you're going to find lots and lots of is real life. I like to keep it very real here on my channel and share my perfectly imperfect life with you all. I also strive to help others not feel so alone in this world and to help them realize that the best way to live their life as is their most perfectly imperfect self also. If this sounds like content you would enjoy watching, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I'd love to have you join my community. So I'm going to come on here in a minute and talk to you about what I'm doing right here on my knees. But we had some specks that the Tide was not just coming off. I was scrubbing hard and I actually scrubbed a little bit of paint off, so I decided to get my Mr. Clean Freak and my little Scotch-Brite sponge to try and see if I can get it off. I think it's blood or something. I don't know what from, but it's like speckled all over the walls. And like the Tide's not taking it out. So friends, after I filmed this and I was talking to my husband about, you know, what I did during the day and I told him about the specks, he reminded me that probably about 3 months ago, we had to have Max shaved because he had some mats that just wouldn't come out, and they shaved his tail all the way down and they nipped the end of it, and he took a while to heal, and he would like, you know, just on normal everyday running around the house, when he would wag his tail, it would flick blood. And so I believe that's what those were. They were little flecks of blood that were probably 2, 3, 4 months old. I can't remember when it was shaved, but yeah, we had to take the sponge and the Mr. Clean Freak to it. It did come off though. Spring ahead, fall back. Check your smoke detectors. Oh, you probably can't see it, you heard it. There's our one smoke detector there. So friends, since we're in this kitchen, I'm going to break it down into several videos. It's a lot to clean. In fact, this video itself took me 3 days because spring is a busy time anyways in our household with boys and sports. By the way, look at that water pour from just the one wall in my kitchen and hallway. So dirty. Now, that is the wall that everyone walks by and touches, so it's pretty reasonable to have that. But as I was saying, we have a busy spring, and add in that we have a graduating student this year and it's just extra busy. So as I am clearing off this shelf of my husband's that's just full of junk, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about today, you know, for tips and tricks and just helping you when you need to start spring cleaning your kitchen. So as I said, I'm breaking the kitchen down into several different videos. Today is cabinets and walls. So of course, the first thing we're going to do is we're decluttering everything. Decluttering shelves, drawers, cupboards. You're going to throw away expired food if you have that in your kitchen area. A lot of people don't. A lot of people have it in their pantry area. You're going to vacuum all your drawers, all your shelves. You're going to wipe them down with just a mild cleaner. You don't really need anything harsh. In fact, I'm just kind of dusting these shelves and using my Mrs. Meyer's. That's kind of what I use in all of my other cabinets and drawers also. So you're going to throw away expired food, spices, anything like that. You're going to declutter things you don't use, things you have doubles of, things that you don't need anymore, broken things, things you say, oh, I might need this one day. And of course, not only are we cleaning the inside of all of our drawers and our cupboards, but we have to clean the outside too. Make sure that you are focusing on those outside cabinets and drawers, especially around your stove areas. You know that when you're cooking on a daily basis, grease flies into the air, no matter how powerful your vent is on your hoods. So you're going to use a mild cleaner. You can use a spray. You can do what I'm doing and using a little bit of Tide powder, and you're just going to wipe down all of the exterior surfaces. And if you have intricate hardware, like my cabinets are from the 60s, so they're those nice plain, but I know if you have a house that was built in the 80s or 90s, you have those nice cabinets with the extra little fancy intricate stuff on the outside. Use a soft toothbrush to get in those cracks and crevices, to get the build up dust and dirt and grease out. If it's really, really like stuck in there, you can use a screwdriver, but make sure you're wrapping it in a soft cloth so that you're just kind of using a very muted point. You know, you don't want to scratch anything, you don't want to ruin anything. And then if your hardware needs kind of cleaned or updated, as you can see there, my cupboards were pretty filthy dirty too. You can pull them off and put them in a vinegar and water bath. Let them soak for like 10 minutes. So like 1 part vinegar, 3 parts water, and just let them soak a little bit, and then use that soft toothbrush to scrub them up and shine them up and then put them back on. So my oldest will be 28 in May. This is from her first Easter basket. So she would have been almost like a year old. She would have been like maybe 11 months. I'll never get rid of it. This I think was also hers too. I don't know when she got it. Think I got enough scissors? I know I did not clean this last spring. Look at the trash. And so friends, I just showed you those 2 spoons that are keepsakes for me. It's okay to have 1 or 2 things like that. When we talk about decluttering and reorganizing and, you know, donating and getting rid of stuff that you don't use, always remember that it's okay to have those specific keepsakes that you treasure. That spoon is not taking up a lot of room. It's not hurting anybody. Every time I open the drawer to grab a spoon and I catch sight of it, it makes me smile. It brings me back to when my kids were little, and you know, I was that young mom in those dark, chaotic days of babyhood and toddlerhood, and it makes me remember that I kept telling myself, you're going to survive, you're going to survive, and I've come out on that other side. So please remember, when you are organizing your things, decluttering your things, it's okay to have those keepsakes. It's okay to keep them. It's even okay to display them. I do have a lot of other keepsakes that are packed away, but there are a few of those that I keep out and like to look at on a daily basis, a weekly basis. And there's a few more in the video here later that has to do with my kids and stuff like that. So friends, it kind of looked like I was just talking in those clips. I was just telling you that I had actually decluttered these drawers the day before. I got rid of a plastic container that held, like, you pulled your stuff out of the bags and put them in a plastic container, and I told myself, Elizabeth, why are they doing that? I have to store then the boxes of bags in my pantry and then the bags in the container in the drawer, because you can't put a whole box in the container. So I was like, we're getting rid of the middleman. Like, that's what I'm talking about when you want to declutter and you want to reorganize. Look at those things that are costing you extra space, that are not making your life easier. That's what we want to do when we're looking at our spaces and thinking, how can I make this better? How can I declutter this and reorganize it so that it makes my life easier, so it fits my life better? And that was a good example of it. I'm probably going to donate this. It's not even opened. I think we use this once. We actually have a service that comes every spring and sprays our house, and it works. So through our borough that we live in, our garbage company, we can schedule a pickup for hazardous waste pickup. They do it free. So I have a tub in my garage and I collect stuff all year long, and I usually schedule a pickup for the spring. So we'll just add these to it. Now I will keep this around because on the off chance, like during the winter, we'll get some, because it's just a small little thing. Like, you don't spray it, you don't have to worry about getting the dogs away. You set it up out of the way, and it's not open, so I will keep this one. And then my bottom drawer with my leftover containers, I had that blue tub in there that I used to declutter my shelf that was in the kitchen. It had my lids in it in that drawer, but it was just causing more trouble than it was helping. Like, it would bunch the lids up and cause it to catch on the drawer. So I just pulled it out and kind of stacked our stuff all nice and set the lids on top, and it just worked much easier. So friends, I'm afraid that sometimes when we watch people who are minimalists or only declutter or only reorganize, that sometimes they go to an extreme, and like they just want to declutter, but you have to look at it and make sure that it works for you and for your family, and not just declutter to declutter stuff. You just saw I did under my sink. It was pretty well organized. I'm very minimal with my cleaners. You guys know that I don't have a ton, and so it just really needed to wipe everything out underneath there.
I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like.
Here's a tip: when I store things in tubs or containers, I keep the booklet in there with it.
Damn, I'm a long way home at a split road. Gotta make a choice, do I sober up? Am I trying to keep it going?
Yes, I'm always repurposing things too. And then one of the last points I want to share with you for tips and tricks has to do with organization. Specifically, if you bring in containers and stuff like that into your spaces that help you organize, make sure that you're cleaning those out too. Make sure that you're wiping them out, washing them out, dusting them. There is large Tupperware bowls back there and glass serving trays back there. I'm not pulling them out. I use them once a year at Christmas. They were already pulled out at Christmas and washed. You know, it's a good idea to keep those also clean and sanitary so that it is not attracting bugs, ants, things like that. You know, if you're going to all this trouble to clean out your shelves and declutter and reorganize, go ahead and take that extra few seconds to wipe out all those organization containers that you're also bringing into your space too.
Don't wanna contemplate, overcomplicate this. And I made my choice, wanna see what's going on. I'll be there at the after party.
We are in desperate need of a new grill.
I'll be there at the after party.
So we are almost done with these bottom shelves. This is the one that's right underneath my stove. It holds all of my pots and pans, our griddle, stuff like that. Now this cupboard I did declutter a lot out of. I got rid of 2 or 3 things out of this cupboard. One of them was a big indoor grill that we used to use at our old place. We'd used it for like hamburgers and stuff like that. But we have not used it since we moved here 2 years ago, mainly because we now have a covered patio and a garage. So when we want to cook on colder days or rainy days, my husband can actually do it in the garage on his Blackstone, so we don't really need an indoor grill. We didn't really have any place like that to grill at our old place. So I did declutter that because it had been 2 years since we'd used it, at least 2 years. So it was time to go.
The after party, show up looking like a zombie. It don't matter, nobody stop me. I'll be there, just tell me when. Just tell me when. Just tell me when. I'll be there, just tell me.
So we keep the toaster up here so we get lots of breadcrumbs down here. This is the only cupboard I don't like in our house, our kitchen. And the reason is that is raw wood, like they never finished it. So over the years, when people have put their cookie sheets and stuff like that in there, they've probably been dirty or had like stuff in them. So you can see that it has like grease spots on the bottom of it. Sometime in the future, I may try and figure out how to fix it. It's just not in my wheelhouse right now. It doesn't bother me that much. It bothers me, but not that much. So we just sweep it out and keep it dust-free, crumb-free, and put our pots and pans back in there. And that actually does bring me to a point that I forgot to share when I was talking about opening your drawers, taking everything out, sweeping, wiping down. Every few years, you should probably also replace your drawer liners or your shelving liners, because they do get wear and tear. Mine are only 2 years old, and I can already tell that some of them have gotten like someone shoved something in there hard and it's kind of caught. I probably maybe should have replaced mine this year, but I guess we're going to leave it till next year. I also bought like a really kind of cheap one when we moved in, because you can see that I didn't remove the old liners. I just put the white one over it. I probably should have bought a little better quality of one. So my guess is maybe next year when I go to spring clean, I will pull it up and my white one and then put down a better one. All right, so this was the first day that I was done cleaning, and I knew that I had containers that needed labeled. I'd just been putting it off, and they just kind of needed an upgrade. I'd been using like marker, and it wasn't working. And then we have that giant whiteboard on our wall that I use for like a grocery list and menu and chores and stuff like that. It definitely needed an upgrade, and I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I say a little later, it's a little bit of a process to bring out my machine and do all these things, get them cut, get them made, get them cut, get them all weeded. So I'd been putting it off till I was going to do like a big project in the kitchen. So today was that day. So this is just later that evening. I got everything done, and the next day when we start the upper cabinets, we will put these on and give our space a little upgrade. And as you see right there, I slowed that down. I did not fast forward it. So that's how long it takes to weed that stuff. And I had 15 things to weed. So it was quite a process. So this is the next morning, and we're starting on these top cabinets. We're just pulling everything out, sweeping them, wiping them, putting things back in. And friends, I do say this a little later in the video when I kind of show you what I've decluttered. I don't declutter a lot. Friends, we're a large family, and we actually have to have a lot of stuff in our kitchen and house already. So we don't have a lot of extra things just because we don't have the room. So we basically use everything when we have in our house. I really am really conscious about not buying extra things, and it's going to show when I only decluttered a handful of things. But I know that we're not like everyone. And of course, I'm in a different season of life than a lot of people. I have a large family, a lot of teenage boys that are living in my house. But also in the next 2.5 years, I'm going to go from having 4 teenage boys in my house to having no teenage boys in my house. So here in the near future, I'm going to be decluttering a lot, because we're going to go essentially from a family of 6 to a family of 2. And so that will be interesting to see how I declutter and reorganize and kind of set up our house and kitchen for the next stage of mine and my husband's life. This is one of the best things I ever bought. I'll leave a link to it down in my description box. I've had it, when I edit the video, I'll look back to see when I bought this, but I've had it at least a year and a half, I want to say, and it's just like, it's the best thing. Best thing. This is our dirty little secret cabinet. It's just full of trash. So friends, I did empty this cupboard and I didn't put anything back into it. I do want to figure out some storage for it because it's kind of like a small space, but I think I could make it really useful for like a storage thing. Throwing my dirty rags up here. This cupboard is also just kind of like storage useless, but it's like I wish I could do something with it. I don't know. Like it's very nicely organized. I don't use anything up here. So I have these plates that my kids made in kindergarten, except for my oldest because she didn't go to kindergarten in this school district. But I would love to put them, see if I can turn my camera. So see how I have that sign up there? I would love to put them up here maybe. Let me see. So I have 4 of them. I would love to put them up there. Like I used to display them, if you remember, in my old house, in the rental house, in our hutch, but we didn't bring the hutch over, so I'd love to. I wonder if I could use 3M like picture. Like that's the perfect space right there. We'll see. So see friends, I told you 10 minutes ago about sentimental things. That was the second thing that I have in my kitchen that I keep because it's sentimental, and I do want to display them. Now I have done a little bit of research and I can't really find anything on Amazon. I didn't look a ton, I looked a little bit, but I think I'm going to try the 3M picture hangers, just temporary right now. And friends, I was trying to put, these are my husband's grilling utensils. I was trying to put them back in this cupboard, but like in a more useful way. And that was a cup that you're going to see later I was decluttering. His tongs were a little too tall. I don't know if I find a bigger canister that's maybe wider at the end, I can do that. But as of right now, we're going to actually put them somewhere else. And again, those cupboards are still empty. So I will figure something out. I don't know what, but I will. I just need to do a little research and look around my kitchen to kind of see what I can switch from here to there and then maybe free up some other space. I think I've showed these before, but I'll show them again. And I'm going to store them up here until I do a little search on Google to see if I can find like plate hangers. So this is my youngest daughter's. She's 23, she'll be 24 in April. They made these in kindergarten. My oldest son, he's 21. It's my middle son. He's graduating this year. He's 18. He's the artist of the family, if you can't tell. And then my beautiful baby boys. All right, not too much stuff to declutter out of those cupboards. Friends, I really don't keep a lot of extra stuff around. Like, we have so many people that we don't really have room for extra stuff. So I did get another organization bin, so I'll put that up in the attic. Charlie chips. My husband got it years ago. He grew up getting Charlie chips, but it's done nothing but be shoved in the cupboard for the last 5 or 6 years. An old popcorn tin. An extra cold brew maker. I don't like this one. Too many like grounds come through the, what's this thing called? The filter, and it's gross. I actually haven't used it in probably 6 months. I used to alternate so that I'd always have coffee. I haven't used it in like 6 months, so it's time to let it go. 2 cups that just don't get used. And then a Snackle, like these are one of those Snackle boxes. I've never used it. I've had it for a year or more, and I've just never used it. So we're gonna send it to Goodwill and bless someone else with it. I just went from there to there. And believe me, this one needs cleaned out. These, they fit on baskets, anything organizational. I got it from Target Dollar Spot. I used to write on here with permanent marker, like what my spices were. It always rubs off. So yesterday, after I got done cleaning in the evening, I got on my silhouette machine to do some cutouts, and I made some out of vinyl. So I just have some alcohol and a cotton pad, and we're gonna clean these so there's nothing greasy on them. And then we're gonna get the stickers on. And I don't wanna put them directly on these because who knows, I may use them later down the line for something else. Wash these, but I have a sink full of dishes, so I'm not going to film. I'm just gonna throw those somewhere so I can wash them. So friends, this is kind of slowed down to normal speed. I'm just showing you. It is a little time consuming to do this type of stuff, which is why it does get put off a lot, but I'm always glad once I do it, once I get it done, once I get it finished. I'm always glad that I took the time to do it. It's just I need to make sure that I have a day where I can do this, and it generally is a multiple day thing. Like I usually make them on one day, kind of weed them, get them ready, and then actually apply them the next day. Because like I said, it is a little time consuming and you can't be rushed when you do it, but it is worth it. I don't know if this is considered a lot of spices. Friends, I used almost everything during the whole week. You know, I cook a lot from scratch and I use a lot of seasonings over and over and over again. So like, I know this might seem like an excessive amount, but I do use them, and like, I am always buying spices. I'm always running out. None of my spices were expired because I can't keep them around long enough for them to expire. Maybe the one thing we have a lot of is like rubs for like meat and stuff like that, but you got to try different stuff, and then sometimes it doesn't live up to your expectation, and I do let it hang around for a while. So these are my spices. These are rubs. These are extra. So extra salt for my grinder, extra pepper for my grinder, baking powder, and baking soda. Okay, so you guys know I'm a scrapbooker. I have tons of these alpha stickers that I use for scrapbooking. So I just grabbed a red set and I did rubs. I did extra. Now those will not last as long as the vinyl, but it is a process to pull out my silhouette, and I'm not going to do it for 2 words. So it will go on a list, and the next time I pull it out, I'll just make those. And then I only use 2 cookbooks. This is my Betty Crocker that I got on my wedding anniversary 28 years ago, 29 years ago, 1997. And then this is my one I print, and I just have sleeves, and I put them in here. And I'm not putting anything up there. We do not use paper plates, but like once a year. So I'm gonna find somewhere else to stick them, and so I have something empty up there. When I do the pantry, maybe we'll figure out some other baking stuff that can go up there. This only gets used for the summer for the Blackstone, so I'm gonna put it up in that cupboard with all the extra Blackstone stuff. Dry erase board cleaner. All right, and now we are upgrading my whiteboard, friends, and I love it the way it turned out. It looks nice and it's more straightforward, and I think it'll help keep me organized and the kids organized better too. So we're taking about 5 minutes to do this, which is all we have left in the video. So before I go, I want to recap kind of what I went over in this video, you know, talking about spring cleaning in our kitchen, specifically focusing on like cabinets and drawers. So we're going to, number 1, declutter. Take everything out, throw anything away that needs thrown away, sweep anything that needs swept up, wipe it down, and then return your things. Also, Check your things that you're returning to your cupboards. If they're sticky or grimy, give them a quick wipe down. And last but not least, every few years, replace those liners if you need to. Cabinet doors and drawer fronts. We're wiping down the exterior and the interior of the door, especially near the stove, because it collects all that grease, all that grime, all that dust. Make sure you're using a gentle cleaner or a grease remover. Make sure you're using a toothbrush if you have crevices or intricate designs on your counters. And last but not least, if you have added organizers to your space, make sure you're wiping them down, vacuuming them out, removing all that dust and all that sticky residue before you're putting your food or your utensils back in it and shoving it back into your cupboard. All right, we have this last little bit to put on. As you can see or kind of see, I have a grocery list. I always kept my grocery list on this. I moved my menu to this board, and then I have a little section for notes. Sometimes if someone's on the phone or we measure something and we have to jot it down, we will jot it down on this board. And then I have my chore chart that I'm putting down here in the corner. It's afternoon dishwasher, morning dishwasher, trash, and then taking out the cans and the recycling. And the boys cycle through it. They have a job for a week and then they move to the next job. So while you're watching me put this on, and then we're going to take it over to the wall, I want to thank you for clicking on my video. I want to thank you for watching it. I want to thank you for leaving a comment. It means the world to me. Just watching this video is an amazing way to support my channel. If I could ask you to do one thing for me, could you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it? It's also another easy way to support my channel. Also, that thumbs up lets YouTube know that you liked it. It lets me know that you liked it so that I know that I need to bring you more videos like this. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, why the heck not? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then that bell notification so you never miss another one of my videos. I release every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'd love to have you join my community. So until next video, friends, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you and talk to you later. Bye.